When you go to use your credit card at the gas station, a lot of them still make you punch in some form of identification to prove it's you, like your zip code is usually the one they do. This is to keep criminals from using like a stolen credit card or what have you. But wouldn't somebody who had my credit card probably also have my wallet? Like, I don't know what zip code to put in, but I guess I'll start with the one on his license. Doop, 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 doop. It works. Yeah, and fill her up, and I'll take the car wash. Yeah. Foiled again, gas station, trying to get me to prove my identity, and then yeah. And can we also stop with the whole asking me at the gas station, do I want to pay with credit or debit? I get it. There's some scam going in the world of credit cards or whatever, where if I press credit, the gas station has to pay more money. If I press ATM, the gas station saves money, but then the bank gets charged. I don't know. All I know is I'm freezing cold, and you're asking me 100 questions, gas pump. And one of them I don't need to be asked is, do I want to do credit or debit? How about whatever comes up on my card, that's what we go with. Because I'm freezing, my hand's sticking to the handles. And another thing, gas stations, how about when the temperature gets into the freezings, we stop with all the surveys and the million questions? Maybe stop asking me if I want a car wash when it's negative 32 degrees out. Because even though I have gloves on, it doesn't work on these stupid touchscreens, so I gotta take my glove off. Now my hand is exposed. And meanwhile, the TV on the gas station is warning me about not exposing my hand for more than 10 seconds because it will get frostbite. But you know what? Also, can you answer 100 questions real quick? Yeah, no, I don't want a car wash. No, I want to do credit. No, I don't want to fill all the way up. No, I'm not a rewards member. No, I wasn't molested as a kid. Can we just get to the part where Is that how frostbite works? Does your hand just freeze like it's been cryogenically frozen, and then if I go like this, it smashes into... Nope, that's not how frostbite works. No, it's far less elegant. You know, there's a thing they say about when you're dying of cold, is that at first you're really cold, and at some point you become so hot that you start stripping off your clothes, and they usually find people who've been frozen to death also nude. But has this been scientifically proven? We can't ask the person we found nude and dead and frozen why they stripped their clothes off. Is it possible that maybe when you get really cold, you also get super horny? Maybe that's what's happening. Scientists who are lying to us about everything. I mean, flat Earth obviously is real. Maybe that's what's happening. We're finding dead cold people nude because as you're starting to freeze, you're like, I'm getting horny. I'm going to pull my clothes off and go have sex with that tree. Yeah, you know what? I mean, I'll just rub up against it a little bit just to get my rocks off or whatever. And then, as they're doing it, they don't realize they're suffering hypothermia, and then they die. We find them nude, and then we are like, oh, it must be because they feel hot. Has this ever been tested? Have they ever put somebody in a lab and said, we're going to put you at almost a point of freezing, and we want to see at what point you take your clothes off. And as you're taking them off, can you just tell us why? Is it because you're suddenly hot? Even though you're freezing to death? Is that what's happening? Or are you horny? We all have bets that it's because you're horny. So, these are things I think about. There's a lot of gas stations that also have signs still that say drive-offs will be prosecuted. To the full extent of the law is what the signs will say. Sometimes there's like a police officer with his finger pointing at you like, drive-offs will be prosecuted. But then underneath the sign, there'll be a sign that says you must prepay to get gas, which is pretty much standard these days. So what's the first sign for? For the person that drives in, sees the gas is a little too pricey and drives off. The guy in the booth is like, yeah, 911? Oh, what? I'm not supposed to call 911? What's the line you call where it's sort of an emergency, but not 911? Oh, 612 or whatever? Okay, hold on. Yeah, we had another drive off. Yeah, the guy pulled in, saw our prices weren't competitive enough, and he drove away. But, we have that sign that said drive offs will be prosecuted. So, because, normally that applies to people not paying, but we've made it so you have to pay before you get gas. So the first sign only makes sense if we're prosecuting people who just changed their mind. Yeah. Also, there's a squirrel that's always hanging around the back of my shack. The one that's encased in bulletproof glass because I chose a job at a gas station in a bad neighborhood. Anyway, there's a squirrel. If you could send somebody to get that thing. Yeah, I do feel better about my life. Yeah. Professional tattletale is what I wanted to be when I was a kid. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, love you too. No, you hang up. No, you. I think gas stations, you know how they're always pushing the car wash? Do you want a car wash? Do you want a car wash? That's what they're always asking you. If I was a nefarious gas station owner, I would make it so that the gas pumps spray just a smidgen of gasoline on your car. You're putting it in, and then there's maybe a little pinprick of a leak on the hose that sprays onto your car. So that as you're filling your gas and you're looking and you're like, oh man, gas is getting all over my car. If only there were a way to clean. Oh, wait, remember the part where I was asking you about a car wash? Yeah, you know what? Yes, gas station pump. I do want a car wash now because it turns out... Yeah. Gas is one of the few places where people become super frugal. And I don't understand it because I don't think anyone does the true math on how much they're saving. Right? The same person who goes to the grocery store and just jumps a bunch of junk food into their cart like, they just won some sort of prize, some sweepstakes, will be the same person who checks 100 different gas stations to see which one can save them 10 cents to the gallon. To which most of the time, the place that saves you 10 cents, you got to drive 4 miles. So at that point, is it really cost effective? And have you done the math? Because in your head, you're like, ooh, 10 cents a gallon. Wow. But the truth is, if your car holds 10 gallons, which is what most cars do, you're saving $1. Now, if I said to you, hey, is it worth $1 to drive all the way across town into a bad neighborhood, to fill up your tank? You go, no, that's not worth $1. I give $1 to the homeless guy standing outside of my car. Why do I care about $1? Well, let's go. Let's rewind time to where you don't know how to do math. And you're the one telling me like, oh boy, I'm going to drive all the way across town into that bad neighborhood where I was almost killed last time. Because, 10 cents a gallon I'm saving? It's worth it. Why is it that gas station pumps have a television? Like, if there's anything in life that's not going to take very long, it's filling your gas tank. At most, we're talking like a minute and a half. Unless, of course, you get one of those pumps with the stupid lever where you go to put it in so you can stand there and do nothing, and then click, 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 click. You know what? This is stressing me so much, I need to have a cigarette. Click, blow up. Anyway, if you got a pump that works, which I don't know, it's about 50% chance that the stupid lever will actually work. It's going to take 2 minutes to fill your car, which brings me back to, do we really need a television set? Do we need a television set? What do they think is going to happen? Usually it's not even anything worthwhile. Like they're not even selling you anything a lot of times. Usually it's just some dumb fluff piece. You're filling your gas tank, and Maria Menounos comes on, and she's like, "Hey, did you know Kim Kardashian has a big butt?" Anyway, we're gonna go through the 10 top reasons why Kim Kardashian shouldn't be famous, but she is anyway. Anyway, oh what? Hey, where you going? You already filled up your gas tank because it only took a minute and a half, and I was gonna get to the top 10 things that get you next time. Get you next time. And usually those things repeat. So, like, if you do happen to be standing there longer than 2 minutes, you'll notice that the story is really just one repeating story, which has to be maddening for the employees. Bob, we need you to go out and refill the wiper fluid and change the garbage cans. No, I can't do it. I can't listen to Maria Menounos tell me about Kim Kardashian. I've heard it 10,000 times already this week. Can you guys at least change the feed or something? Or why do we need televisions on a gas station? Are people so dumb at this point that they can't? And by the way, not only are people so dumb that they need a television set, they're on their phones. They're on their phones. Nobody's watching your stupid television. If you are the kind of person who can't fill a gas tank without needing some sort of distraction, you're already on your phone scrolling TikTok or doom scrolling or whatever it is. You're not looking at the stupid TV in the middle of the gas pump, which is usually frozen over, because there's a weird glossy tints or whatever from all the gas fumes or whatever. My point is, I don't want to change the garbage cans. Also, I quit. I should have been a nuclear physicist. Instead, I work at Shell.